Number of different operators. Some of them are instinctive, intuitive, the plus and the minus. The reason some of these are so weird is in the really old days we didn't have too many things on the keyboard, and a lot of programs were very mathematical. And so they figured out what was on the keyboard of the computer equipment of the day, and then they had to fake certain things. So it turns out that plus and minus were on the keyboard, and so plus and minus are addition and subtraction respectively. There was no kind of times operator for multiplication, and dot was used for decimal points, so they used asterisk for multiplication. So in computers, languages, nearly all of them, they basically use times for multiplication. Slash is used for division, so we say like 8/2, which is 8 divided by 2. Raising something to the power, like 4 squared, that is double asterisk. And then remainder is if you do a division that gives you the remainder rather than the divisor. So 8/2 is 4, remainder 0. So the remainder is what you get with this particular operator. There's a few cool things that we can do with remainder that we won't talk about right away, but it's there. And so here's just a couple of sample expressions. Let's give me green. Okay. So again, I'm using the Python interpreter, so you can kind of this is just the prompt. These chevrons are the prompt. Create the variable xx and assign it to 2. Retrieve the old value in an addition, then print it out and put it back into xx. So xx has 4. Yy, this is a multiplication. 440 times 12 is 5,280. Yy over 1,000. Now this is a little counterintuitive. This, because yy is an integer, it then does it in a truncated division, and so 5,280 divided by 1,000 is 5. Now, if so that's an integer division. We'll see in a second about floating point division. Now we take the variable jj and we set it to 23, and now we're going to use the modulo or remainder operator to say what is jj. What is the remainder when we divide this jj by 5? And so if you think about this, we take old long division, 23 divided by 5, you end up with 4, and then remainder 3. The modulo operator, or the percent, or the remainder operator, gives us back this number, and so that's why kk is 3. It is the remainder of 23 when divided by 5, or the remainder of the division of 5 into 23. And the raising to the power, 4 cubed, no, that's not so nice, 4 cubed is 4 star 3, and so that ends up being 64. So that's just operations.